I could use a good sleep. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with another movie reaction for the Romance Week. For our movie week at the end of the month and everything. For those of you who are new and don't understand what's going on here, yeah, at the end of every month we have an entire week of movie reactions. We normally have them on Saturdays and Sundays, but at the end of the month we do an entire week, Monday through Friday instead. So there will be no reactions on Saturday and Sunday for movies, but Monday through Friday instead. 5 movies this week instead of 2, and it's just a way to help progress through the big old list of movie rewards that people have suggested for me as donation rewards. So yeah. And today we are going with our next one for this week, which is Sleepless in Seattle. But before we get into that, you may notice there wasn't a movie reaction yesterday, Tuesday. And that's because due to circumstances beyond my control, I was unable to get to it. It's really that simple. Things just didn't work out. I was unable to record. I do record everything day of. I don't pre-record stuff, so there was nothing I could really do. Because of that, I wasn't able to get to it, and so we had to push it back, but everything should be good. There's going to be 2 movie reactions tomorrow on Thursday to kind of make up for this. We're still getting to all 5 planned movies. But yeah, Sleepless in Seattle. One of those movies I have heard mentioned all the time, don't know anything about it. I have never seen it, obviously, and I don't know anything about the plot or who's in it or when it came out, anything. I just know it's one of those movies that is endlessly referred to in the romance category as one of those big movies. That's about it. So I don't know what to take from this. The title Sleepless in Seattle, it's I assume it takes place in Seattle. But Sleepless, it's is someone having sleeping issues? That's literally the only thing I can think of. I can't think of any metaphor that would be referring to. I mean, unless it just is referencing sex, oh, we're up at night in bed, but we're not going to sleep at all. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this. Like I said, I don't know who's in it. I don't know when it came out. I know nothing. And so it's one of those where I'm just going to have to let it speak for itself. So let's get to it and see what this movie is even about. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, I looked it up, and apparently my views on this are actually not that unusual. This movie did really well when it came out, and it's still, even in retrospect, really well received. But there is a large audience who does acknowledge it as very creepy, very stalkery, very uncomfortable. And the interesting thing is, apparently, multiple studios rejected making this movie initially because of the romantic leads not meeting until the very end, which is a factor of things I will get into. But apparently there are people going to the entire retrospective view on Annie's behavior, There are people who try to defend her behavior simply by saying, "Oh, there's other romantic movies where men do the same thing or even worse, and those aren't looked at that way." It's like that doesn't make what she does okay. That just means a lot of these romantic movies are fucking creepy. And it's just like, maybe it's because I'm a feminist. Maybe it's because it's 2025, but this is not okay. Like, yeah, I'm watching this movie from a modern perspective because I have to. A lot of people will say stupid things like, "Oh, you should remember this came out in the 90s. You should treat it as something like that. You shouldn't try to put a modern perspective on it when it came out in the 90s." It's like, no, that's exactly what you should be doing. Because here's the problem. One, you're living in modern times. You're not living in the 90s currently. And so you have to judge it based on the time you are seeing it, especially when you're seeing it for the first time. Whenever you watch any movie, show, play any game, etc., you automatically view it from the perspective of someone in the current day. That's just how it works. And so when you're watching this movie, for the first time in 2025, you're going to view it from this perspective of someone living in 2025. And from the perspective of someone who knows that the kind of behavior in this is fucking creepy. And the arguments of saying, "Oh, but men do worse and stuff," it's like, yeah, guess what? In those romantic comedy movies, the men are fucking creepy too. That doesn't make it okay. That just makes it worse for everything. That just makes those other movies bad too. That's not an argument in favor of her actions here. And this was directed by a woman, wildly enough, which is insane to me, because it's like, this makes women look so bad. It really does. You can understand the fucking kid because he's 8 fucking years old. It's like he's a child. You can excuse his actions. You can excuse him doing stupid stuff to try and set his father and Annie up. Because he's a fucking kid. But Annie is a grown-ass woman who is literally stalking him. It's not even like, oh, she's kind of stalking, it's kind of similar. No, she is stalking him. She literally sends a private investigator to take secret pictures of him. I saw a review that put it perfectly. If the roles were reversed and it was the guy doing what she did, this would be a horror movie. The perspective here is so twisted because of people giving her the benefit or giving her, less slack because she's a woman here. Women are just as capable of creepy things as men. Even if men perpetuate that more often, women have done it too. Women aren't exempt from being creepy stalkers. Women aren't exempt from doing bad things. It's not sexist to say that a woman can be bad or do something bad. It's actually sexist to try and say a woman can't do something bad. Because you're putting her on this unrealistic and unhealthy pedestal in that case. That treats her more as some obtainable object rather than a person. Seriously. And let's get into the fact that they don't meet until the very end, outside of that small little face-to-face moment they had briefly as fuck. They don't truly meet and get to know each other until the very end. You can't support their romance because there's no chemistry there. This movie is literally built on the idea that, on literally the idea of love at first sight. Like, it even goes with that, it even talks about that idea in here. It's literally like relying entirely on love at first sight as a concept, which I've talked about before, I don't believe in. I don't believe love at first sight is even a healthy idea to have, much less realistic. Because the idea of love at first sight, it's like, love does not work that way. You don't fall in love with someone by seeing them. That's lust. That is a carnal desire. Love is something that takes time and effort and, actual chemistry. Two people, or sometimes more, have to actually interact for there to be love. Yet this movie is just acting as if, they see each other once and, well, she's the kid's new mother. It's like, no. That's uncomfortably just not how that works. It's irritating too, because it's like the actors all did fantastically. I can't put this on like Tom Hanks or Meg Ryan or anyone in this. They did a great job. It's not on them. It's the writing, it's the directing, it's the concept. This is not a bad movie because it's poorly acted. It's a bad movie because it's poorly conceptualized. The thing with a romance film is that you need the characters to have interactions with each other. Even if they don't get together until the end, you need them to still interact with each other so that their relationship is believable. So having them not even really, outside of that one short moment, having them not actually even meet until the end just does not work in any way, shape, or form. And on top of that, it's like, on top of the stalking and creepiness of it, on top of the fact that she's become really fucking eerily obsessed with a guy she's only heard the voice of prior, which is also fucking creepy as hell. On top of all of that, she has a fiance who she's doing all of this behind his back on, and he's like the sweetest guy. Yeah, he has a bunch of allergies, and his jokes aren't always great, but he's a super sweet guy. He's so nice. He's so kind of... When she tells him about this, he's kind of like pushing her to do it because he doesn't want to feel like he's just like she's just settling for him. He wants what's better for her to be happy. And it's like, dude, she doesn't deserve you. You're too good for her. It's like, seriously. And Bill Pullman, again, a great performance. But it's also the writing here. It's also just how it's directed. Like, the character you feel bad for the most is probably Walter. Because it's like he gets fucked over by this trifling ass bitch. This isn't romantic. This isn't cute. This isn't fun. It's creepy and gross and weird. And it just happens to have excellent performers in it. It's like I love Tom Hanks. Meg Ryan's great. Bill Pullman's fantastic. But it's like, why this? Why did you have to be in this movie? I understand the times were different. Like I said in the reaction when it came up to the, transphobic line and everything. I understand times are different. Like, dialogue is going to change. And it's going to change, like, how people view certain things. And you get it. But that was never okay, right? Yet apparently people looked at this and thought it was cute and charming and, they actually like believed in this love, and it's like there was no love. The problem is it's not even just a bad romance film. It's just a bad movie. It has great actors, great performances, but the movie itself isn't even good. Like even outside of the romantic stuff, which can't be just normally discounted because it's important to the theme, the message, the story, everything of the film. But even if you just look past that, the movie is like weirdly slow at times, and then other points get like pretty fast paced, pretty snappy. It's like the pacing feels very like back and forth because of that. Um, you have like a lot of characters who don't really amount to much of anything. Like Rosie O'Donnell's character, what was the point of her? She wasn't needed. She had absolutely no real value to this film. And not because of Rosie O'Donnell specifically, but because of the role was pointless. The only thing she did was stupidly encourage Annie. Which it's like, that's not good. That's not positive. That's not female friendship or whatever. Not when the situation is about stalking. It's like, oh, I thought you would think you'd be crazy, but you're not crazy. It's like she's fucking crazy. She is stalking a widowed man and his 8-year-old child. She's fucking crazy. Oh my god. It's not well written. It's not well paced. It's not well directed. And it's just conceptually bad. It's like there's just so much wrong with this film. Also, some of the music was like, oh, let's just use whatever's popular. It felt like some of it felt pretty out of place, or at the very least, weirdly included. Like it's like, oh, this was just a popular song at the time. Let's use this. It's like, why are you using this here? I guess like lyrically, it kind of fits with a romantic film, but it's like it just doesn't feel like it belongs in this scene. It's so wild to me that there are people who could look you in the eye and tell you this is a good movie. Or even worse, that it's a good romance film. It's just, I don't get it. No, it's not actually even that I don't get it. It's that I can't get it. Like morally and ethically speaking, I cannot understand someone like seeing this as a positive romance. If you like this movie, whatever, power to you, it's subjective. But trying to say like this is a good, healthy romance or anything, no, it's not. It's stalking. It's creepy. Like that's just what it is. That's not a thing like, oh, we can argue about like whether or not this movie is well made or something. You can argue about that. That's fine. That's subjective. But it's not subjective that what she's doing here is stalking. That's just what she's doing by definition. And that's creepy. That's wrong. That's not up for debate either. Stalking is a bad thing. I just, I don't get it. I feel like people like focus too much probably on the performances from Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan rather than what's actually happening in the film. Because it's like that's the only thing I can think of that would lead someone to think that this was good or charming or romantic. Is if you were only paying attention to like, oh, Tom Hanks is, very handsome and charming and he has a voice that could melt butter. I I think Tom Hanks is hot, okay? Meg Ryan's very pretty. She has this girl next door energy and everything. It's like if you're only focusing on that, I guess I see what you're thinking, but how are you only focusing on that and not seeing how much of a stalker she is? It's such an integral part of the film. It's not something you could just miss. I don't know. I don't. I feel like at this point it's like I'm just gonna be ranting over all of this. And again, I looked things up, and there are multiple people who seem to like share this opinion and everything. There are plenty of people who see this as creepy and stalkerish and uncomfortable. And it's just, I'm glad I'm not the only one. But it's like, yeah, it's just, what the hell? Because it's like you even search this on Google here, and it's like you'll come up with Reddits, you'll come up with articles. Sleepless in Seattle is a horror film with a charming soundtrack. 10 romance movies that are actually creepy. Is Sleepless in Seattle a movie about three stalkers? Three. What? Why Meg Ryan is actually a creepy stalker in Sleepless in Seattle. You see a bunch of this stuff. Is Sleepless in Seattle a horror movie about parasocial relationships? Ooh, that's a good one. I didn't even think about parasocial relationships. That's actually a really good one that I didn't think about. Because, yeah, it is very parasocial as well, considering, like, she doesn't even know, like, him at all. Like, she's, like, literally following him based on a radio interview he gives. That does come across as very parasocial. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. But like Sleepless in Seattle from 1993, almost a horror movie. Sleepless in Seattle makes no sense. All this kind of stuff. And it's just like, it's clearly a well, like, established perspective on this. So I'm not crazy. But I also read, like, what, like, the, like, common critical reviews are. And again, this is super well received. And it's just, it blows my mind that people, like, think this is, like, a charming, cute love story. It's uncomfortable. The only thing charming is the performances. Again, I will never argue against that because, like, I'm not going to, like, blame the actors for this at all. It's not their fault. Their performances were great. Tom Hanks was very charming, as Tom Hanks typically is. And I liked his interactions with the kid who played his son, obviously. I think that they actually, like, worked really well off of each other. And they felt very much like father and son. Especially in the scenes where they're arguing, it felt very authentic, and I really got a kick out of that. Like, that I actually really liked about the movie. That relationship. But it's just like so much else is like so aggressively uncomfortable. And it's just like it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's so aggressively creepy. It's so, like, uncomfortable. And again, if the roles were reversed, if it were the guy doing this, it would absolutely be framed as a horror film. But for some reason, women can't be stalkers. Women can't do wrong. It's just so crazy to view things this way. It's so insanely crazy to think that this is an example of a good, healthy romantic relationship. There's not even any relationship until the last 5 minutes. I've seen plenty of romance films. And that includes some older ones. Though clearly I haven't seen a lot of them and a lot of the big ones. But it's I don't know. This I think might be the most unsettling I've seen outside of ones that are supposed to be almost horror movies. In terms of romance films that are meant to be cute, are meant to be oh, this is a cute, funny, likable movie with a really cute relationship, and it's out of movies that are meant to be viewed like that, this might be the worst. It's so fucking creepy. Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna keep going around in circles on this though. There's not really much else to add to it. It's I don't think this is a good movie. I don't think it's a good romance movie. Like it's bad. And again, there were some good aspects to it, but just small aspects. Nothing really strong that made the movie work. So, yeah. Was not a fan of this one. But tell me what you thought down in the comments below. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.